So today is Disney's 100th anniversary. Is on this day, October 16th, 1923, if I'm not mistaken. This is when the studio was founded, and essentially this is when Disney decided, 100 years after that happened, to put together this little short that came out. That was supposed to be a part of that is supposed to be a part of the theatrical release of Wish, which is, I guess they're still going to do that, but they decided because they're doing the 100th anniversary celebration, they put it on TV first. It was on ABC last night. Of course, I'm talking about Once Upon a Studio. The short just aired in the last couple of hours, so I wanted to get my thoughts on it because this is one I've been really looking forward to seeing. The trailer for it looked like it was a ton of fun. Basically, the premise of it is that on October 16th, 2023, the late great Bernie Madison, who unfortunately has left us since this short came out, he passed away back in February of this year. Actually, he wishes that the walls of the studio could talk, and then later, as all the studio employees leave for the day, Mickey and Minnie spring free from their pictures on the wall and plan to gather everybody together for a group photo. And when I say everybody, I mean a good majority of everybody. It's not quite everybody from the Disney library, but it's a good assortment. I think they said over 540 different characters from all the studio's feature films and shorts are in this little short, including characters from Wish, the new Disney movie. And right from the get-go, you see characters like obviously see Tinkerbell, you see Mickey and Minnie. Get characters from Princess and the Frog. You got Little Mermaid, Cinderella, Raya and the Last Dragon, Bambi, Beauty and the Beast, all these Winnie the Pooh, the Jungle Book. There's a lot of people, but they go for the more obscure characters too. Like you see characters that are not quite as memorable, or films that were not big hits when they came out, but you still see them there. Like you still see people from Strange World from last year. You see people from Home on the Range, Brother Bear. The Rescuers Down Under has a ton of cameos in here that I was surprised that I saw in there. Oliver and Company. Just movies that aren't quite as memorable to most people. The assortment of Disney classics that are in the library, but there's a good assortment of them. There's a ton of them all throughout this, and it's just fun to see. And I like what they did here. They had a mix of different, they took older recordings from the past, mixing them in with some new ones. Some new recordings as well. Like when you see Thumper coming out of the picture, you see it's a new actor at first, and then they play the older footage after that. One of the big ones is that Robin Williams had some unused stuff they did whenever he recorded the voice of the genie. They had to go to his the family estate to actually be allowed to use those clips, and they actually allowed them to use them. And they're all throughout this, and it's really cool to see all these characters coming together like this. And of course, Mickey and Minnie are in here as well. And what I found out about this is that this is not the regular voice of Mickey Mouse, Brett Irwin. This is Christy Amanatopoulos, who did the voice of Mickey for the Mickey Mouse shorts on the Disney Channel. And I always loved him as an actor, and I was really happy to see they actually got him to do this in this role. And but yeah, it's just cool to see everybody come together here. And you see a mix of computer CG, traditional animation, and live action, sometimes all in one shot too, which I was really, really impressed with how they did it. I mean, it's a ton of fun just to watch those characters alone, those elements alone, I should say. But it's a lot of good. There's a lot of good animation in here. A lot of surprisingly funny moments too. There was a really good hard laugh involving Flash from Zootopia, which actually worked out as I was actually really surprised at how much I was laughing when he came up on there. But it also has some really good, heartfelt, emotional moments. Like there's a moment where, Mickey's coming up the steps and he sees a picture of Walt on the wall. And it's just this moment where he's just taking a look at it. And you don't hear any dialogue. You hear this music in the background. And it's really good. I can see people getting really emotional about it, and sometimes, and maybe even being brought to tears by it. I was close, but I thought, okay, I'm gonna make it through all the way through. But then the ending happens, and it's just like if you're a Disney fan, it's hard not to start getting a little teary-eyed when you start hearing everybody singing "When You Wish Upon a Star." And how they handle it too. You hear Belle singing it, Quasimodo, with the same voice actors too. You have Ariel, Baloo, Winnie the Pooh. I mean, and while that's happening, you're seeing all these different Disney characters from the past. Like you see Black Cauldron in there. You see the characters from that. You see the characters from The Great Mouse Detective. I mean, they really made a true love letter to Disney with this short, and it's just so amazing to watch. And I loved it, man. I really, really found myself enjoying it a whole lot. And and it's just amazing. Like it's an amazing short. It's a great tribute to Disney's animation studio for what they've done over the past 100 years, and it's just like it's hard not to get so impressed by what they did here, especially if you've consumed a lot of Disney in your childhood. I mean, the fact that they got a lot of the same animators too to work on this as well is really, really impressive. Like a lot of past Disney animators, like Eric Goldberg, was heavily involved in this. He was the head of the Andron Animation, but James Baxter, Tony Bancroft, Will Finn, Mark Henn, some notable names that if you've watched Disney Animation over the years and you look in the credits, you could see their contributions to this that also feel like it's like you can definitely tell if you've watched them long enough to know who did what animation. I think that's really impressive to do, and the fact that they were able to do that, mixing in the hand-drawn animation with CG as well, and they also did it with ink and paper too, which is like incredible that they were able to go back to that. This is an amazing short. It's a really, really damn good short. I really want to see this come. I really want to see this be shown is in its own form. It probably will, because it's going to be on TV again tomorrow for the 100th anniversary. I think Disney Channel, FX, FXX, Freeform, they're all going to play it at some point during the day. So you should be able to see it today. So, and then probably, I don't know if it's going to be shown on Disney Plus after that, but I kind of wish I kind of hope it will. But until then, it's going to be really exciting to see this on the big screen. I really want to see this on a big screen, to see if that is what this is going to look like on the big screen. But I loved it, man. This is probably this made it worth it in the end. Like, this made the wait so worth it. Everybody kept talking about how great this thing was from the early screenings they had for it, but I can't wait to see this again on the big screen. I can't wait to watch it again. I'm probably going to watch it again as soon as I'm done recording this episode, man. I loved it, man. I can't recommend it enough. It's a great short. If you haven't seen it yet, definitely check it out. It's going to be on TV again tomorrow. It'll probably be on Disney Plus at some point before Witch comes out, but if it doesn't, I'm definitely going to. I can't wait to see it again on the big screen pretty soon. That's my thoughts on Once Upon a Studio.